So, to those of you who don't know this, there is a game called LSD Dream Emulator, which has inspired a lot of other games like Humaniki, and, well, all of the games inspired by Humaniki. But it also inspired this, a game I came across when I was like, I don't know, 16? And I'm 25 right now. So, yeah, quite a long time ago. And it's just this. I was so amazed by this back in the day. But, you know, it's just constantly a room with one sprite in the middle. You have some music. You have walls and a ceiling and a floor, and you go to the next room by walking into the wall. Now, within each day, because the video started with, well, it started with a tap, but then there was day one. Within each day, yes, I know the controls, thank you. Within each day, the areas are sort of randomized, but the areas you get on day one are always the same. And then the areas you get on day 2 are also always the same. And oh look, we approached this anime lady from behind. Can we see her face? No, because it's just a 2D sprite. Yes. And that was the end of day 1. And I cannot read Japanese, so I don't know what that said. So yeah, let's go to day 2, shall we? There we go. Day 2. Now, this is some somewhat calming music, and it's like a GameCube type thing. I remember being so impressed by this game back in the day, and I showed it to a friend of mine, who was very understandably, then again, he was a bit of a very critical person. And here's the same lady, but with a different shading. But yeah, very understandably, this friend was not as impressed as I was, because it's not that amazing. What I suppose is good is that you can actually go into the files and change the images in there, and you can actually make the backgrounds you would prefer for this game. So that's good. But other than that, it's just this repeating with constantly different days. I'm just going to show you the rest of the days. There's only like 5 days in total. I always really liked this day though. There's just a bit of a pixel arty dude in the middle, and the walls are and a mouse, and the walls are just massive bookcases, which is really cool, until you realise that they just sort of tessellate in that way, and that the ceiling is the same bookcase yet again. So that takes away from that. Oh, by the way, the footstep sounds, they also change. But yeah, here we have a bit of a rainy scene, which could look quite nice, but then the wall looks like this. I mean, obviously this is a free game, this is just something someone slapped together, just made an engine for dealing with, well, what's going on, just dealing with an environment and progressing to the next room as you're playing. But it's not good, you know. I do appreciate it exists because it really impressed me when I was younger. But that's about it, really. Yeah. It is amusing to play again after all these years, but that's about it. It gives me a lot of nostalgia, but now I can see it's not too great, which is fine, you know. I don't want to turn this into a thing of like, oh, the artists who made this is crap and they shouldn't have done this. I strongly disagree with that. I think, you know, practice is the only way to go forward. I guess why I feel so negative about this is because I very distinctly recall myself being super into this. Like, I really recall myself being impressed by this and finding it so incredibly cool. And maybe I'm cringing about that right now because it's not that amazing. And again, I don't want to like burn the artist, because making an engine, you know, that also takes some work, of course. And the idea is sort of nice. I'm really desperately trying to think of more positive things to say. But you know, I don't want to burn whoever made this. I'm just, again, really embarrassed by the fact that I used to really be impressed by this. Oh yeah, remember the clouds we saw earlier on? Now we're in the dark version, which is just color changed. I don't know, it's really weird. Now this, when I was younger, like again 16, 17, something like that, this room, as well as the room with all of the hiragana on the walls, the white hiragana on the black background, that room and this room used to really freak me out, even though the game hasn't changed. It's just music, sprites, background wallpaper, and you just run into a wall to progress. Maybe this game is like best experience playing it yourself the first time. And even then, you might not really enjoy it, because you soon discover, oh, hang on, it's just constantly the same, and there's no twist. But yeah, this is very much just an engine that you just put some stuff in. I really don't know what to say. This is like I think the game... Okay, that is kind of slightly spooky, but I mean, like, the game is totally fine. But I guess this video is like low quality content. And then that's it. And now, after day 5, if you restart the game, Soup! I don't know why it's called Soup. You have the level select. And it's just, yeah, that's the end of all the content. So you could dive into the files and add like Undertale stuff to it, if you like. But other than that, yeah, not really that much going on. I don't even know how to end this video. Like, there's like no final thought to end on. There's like no overarching story or thing I'm talking about within the video. So I just really don't know how to end it. Well,